Now, if you'd invested 15 years ago in the Bulgarian ski property market, you would have done actually rather badly. But we are now starting to see prices rise, in particular in the three major ski resorts, namely Bansko, where property costs around 500 euros per square meter, Borovets, where real estate costs around 800 euros per square meter, and Pamporovo, where real estate costs around 450 euros per square meter. Now, in today's video, I want to compare all three of these ski resorts and discuss whether they are worth investing in. Now, I've already done a number of videos on Bulgarian cities, including Sofia, Varna and Plovdiv, and have discussed the various advantages in general of investing in Bulgarian real estate, including low taxation, high GDP growth, low government debt to GDP, and the fact that Bulgaria is more pro-landlord than pro-tenant. Now, I'll put links below to these videos, and please do check them out. Now, the main reason to invest in these Bulgarian ski resort markets is that prices are still incredibly low when compared to property in Western European ski resorts, in particular places like Val d'Isère, Cortina d'Ampezzo, Chamonix, St. Moritz and Kitzbühel in Austria. In these ski resorts, property per square meter can actually often cost 20 times more than, let's say, Bansko. Of course, facilities here are more advanced and more suitable for advanced skiers. Now, what I want to do now is compare each ski resort in turn and look at the advantages and disadvantages. Let's start with Pamporovo. Now, the advantages here, it is the cheapest of the three places to buy real estate. Around 450 euros per square meter, and it is only 90 minutes from Plovdiv, and it is also close to the Greek border. The disadvantages, however, are that the pistes are limited and are only 37 kilometers, and the ski heights are less than both Bansko and Borovets. So it is really best mainly for entry-level skiers. I also want to add that the nightlife is also quite low-key. Now, Borovets, I want to discuss the advantages here. It has a longer piste at 58 kilometers. It is also the major advantage of Borovets is that it is, of all the three ski resorts, closest to Sofia airport, which is the main airport in Bulgaria, around 75 kilometers away. So you should be able to get from Sofia airport to Borovets in approximately an hour and 20 minutes. And there is also some good night life as well, with nightclubs, bars, restaurants. However, the disadvantages here, and I think I want to point out the main disadvantage, is that Borovets is by far the most expensive of the three to buy real estate at 800 euros per square meter. And also the nightlife is not quite as good as Bansko. It does have fewer bars, restaurants than Bansko, but nevertheless, it could be a good choice. But my first choice is Bansko, and I'm going to give you the following reasons why, if I had to make an investment in real estate in the Bulgarian ski property, I would actually choose Bansko. Now, the first reason is it is by far the best known ski resort in Bulgaria. It does actually also have the longest season, so if you do rent your property out here, you'll rent it out longer than both Borovets and Pamporovo, although Borovets is not far behind. And also what Bansko has as well, it has a beautiful old town with cobbled streets. It is also by far the most popular ski resort in Bulgaria. It has the most bars, restaurants, clubs, etc. And it has 18 pistes covering 75 kilometers. And I want to add that Bansko is much, much cheaper than Borovets. It is fairly close to Pamporovo in pricing. It's 50 euros per square meter more than Pamporovo, but it offers a hell of a lot more. But it's actually 300 euros per square meter less than Borovets. So for that, I think value per square meter is better in Bansko. And also, Bansko has the biggest variety of non-ski activities, such as it's got an ice skating rink, bowling alley, and horseback riding. And also, what I like about Bansko, it also is quite popular in the summer. You can do some excellent hikes here. Now, disadvantage of Bansko. Now, Bansko is further away from Sofia Airport than Borovets at about 150 kilometers, and the journey is quite long. It takes around 2.5 hours. You might be able to do it in a little bit less, but it does take around 2.5 hours from Sofia Airport. So that is, for me, the major disadvantage. Now, if you do decide to buy in Bansko, where should you buy? Well, in my opinion, I would go for an apartment close to the gondola with good construction quality. Seeing as prices are so cheap anyway, just pay, if you can, pay that little bit more and get the best property in Bansko. Now, I know if you look on various websites such as BulgarianProperties.com, New Estate BG, etc., etc., you will actually find some property in Bansko for 10, 15,000 euros, but they can be a long way from the gondola, and I don't believe there's good transport. Actually, I'm not sure if there's any good transportation in Bansko, so it could be a long walk to get to the gondola, so you might as well go for the more expensive property, in particular, as I said, because it's very cheap anyway. And you're going to rent it out. You'll get your money back anyway, because you'll be able to rent it out far more easily than places away from the gondola. Also, what I would do is do check the yearly taxes as well, because they can be high in Bansko, and make sure you're getting good value for money. So before you buy the property in Bansko, really do look at what it offers and if it is value for money for what you're paying in yearly fees. Now, what is my overall thoughts then? Would I buy in Bansko? Is it a better option than buying in, let's say, a ski resort, a more established ski resort in Western Europe? And my answer is an absolutely definite yes. Now, of course, I'm not going to, you can't really compare Bansko to a place like Val d'Isère. But that said, Val d'Isère, as I've said, per square meter cost 20 times as much. We're not talking about double, treble, 5 times. We're talking around 20 times as much per square meter. And as I've said before, you've also got to look at Bulgaria as a country in 20 years from now, and Italy, France 20 years from now. Is Bulgaria going to catch up? I believe so. I do think if you invest in this market, you are going to do quite well. Now, would I invest in it personally? Well, I've said in previous videos, I would be more focused on maybe Sofia and Varna. But I do think if you make an investment in Bansko, there is almost no downside at all, and you will rent your property for a number of months of the year. Anyway, I would absolutely love to know your thoughts on Bansko. Would you invest in this real estate market? Have you ever thought about investing here? Have you been one of those investors that invested 15 years ago and got your fingers burnt? Anyway, that's it for today. I just want to thank again everybody for watching this video. Please do click the like button, because it helps get this video out to more people on YouTube. If you like my channel, please do subscribe, and I will see you very, very soon on the next video. Thank you, and bye for today.